Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's your boy Pup. We're back for the final week of the regular season of the PPL. We are facing off against Playmore, coached by General Tar Heel. This is going to be a crazy match because they are just a great opponents. We may fight in the playoffs, potentially. So got to keep some of our tricks under wraps. But yeah, it's just a really tough matchup for me as well. I think it's an interesting one. My team has been super, like, I don't know, different. It's definitely not your typical team, and I don't think it matches up super well into what Tar Heel has this week. But let's go over what it's going to be. By the way, before we do it, even if I lose, I'm in the playoffs, which is really nice. To make the playoffs in my first season in PPL feels really, really nice. Tar Heel is also most likely in, even with a big loss. Yeah, I think they're actually guaranteed in because all the people below them are like playing each other, so that's nice. So yeah, their team consists of a Palafin, which is just nasty, being able to jet punch through my team. I also think like Banded Wave Crash, I don't have a great switch in unless I'm like fully Fizdef Aloe, and then they can really take advantage of that with other Pokemon. You just like flip turn out and go into Rillaboom sort of stuff. They have a Terra Blaziken, which does have speed boost, so you know, Click Swords Dance, just all that fancy stuff. I think we probably see Terra Grass in this game. Makes a lot of sense to try to take care of that Aloe because Fizdef Aloe does look pretty solid here. Terra Electric is an option there as well. I don't know, they have plenty of other options too, but I think those are the ones that I'm expecting the most, just to be super effective into Aloe. Grass is best. They have a Golden Go, which is a Pokemon that I hate facing off against. Like, again, Aloe, if I was Assault Vested, does deal with that thing decently well. And I have a couple other like bulkier Pokemon on my team, but nothing really wants to take that Pokemon on. Like Como, I am forced to Terra because they can have Dazzling Gleam. Make It Rain is unresisted throughout my entire team basically, and Shadow Ball is just really, really strong. So I think an offensive Golden Go looks really good into me here if I don't prep. Great for it. They also have Diancie, which I think is good. They can either like be Spikes, Stealth Rocks, lead sort of thing. I think Trick Room makes a ton of sense in this game versus my team, since a lot of my Pokemon are just naturally outspeeding a lot of their stuff. But Diancie, you know, can underspeed everything on my team and threatens a lot. If they're able to click Meteor Beam, Moonblast, Earth Power, all that sort of stuff, it's really scary for my squad to be able to deal with. And I don't have stuff that like threatens it a ton. Like, yes, Treads threatens it, but if they get Trick Room up, then like Earth Power can smoke that thing. Cinderace, yeah, I can get Iron Head. Like I said, they just die in one hit, and they also just live. They live in Iron Head. I just die in one hit. Zarude, I am forced to like use Power Whip versus that guy, which I can miss. They can also just be super Fizdef because they are a great, you know, they have great stats on that Pokemon, just like my Zarude has. What I've done throughout the entire season. So the Diancie can do all those same things, which is scary. They have Rillaboom, which I think is really strong here. It also gets that priority like we talked about with Palafin, but punishes the Aloe, which their team really struggles with. So I think it's kind of a lock in this game. It's also nice because like even Basculin's really strong into them. There's a lot of like, I don't know, my Treads clicking Earthquake would normally look pretty strong. Same with like Como being able to click Earthquakes. So being able to get those grassy terrains up and just kind of snuff out a lot of stuff that my team wants to do is really nice. They also just have like a bulkier build. They love to bring all their bulkier stuff like Dio Defense, Toxpex, all that sort of stuff. So I feel like it makes a lot of sense to want to, you know, get that grassy terrain up. They also have a Hydreigon with Terra. I think Blaziken's probably going to be the Terra of choice, but they could totally Terra Hydreigon in this game too. I think Terra Poison's really strong and hard for me to contend with. I think... yeah, they basically need Poison because Sylveon is really strong versus them if they don't have it there. Because, it, you know, Toxpex would be their one resist, really, besides Golden Go, obviously. But Poison makes sense that Sylveon can't OHKO it. It's really nice because Treads can't hit it effectively at all. So because they have Levitate, so Earthquake doesn't work against that. It also is a lot better than Steel because it's better into Cinderace. All that sort of stuff makes it really strong into my team. So yeah, very scary Pokemon. I can definitely see them bringing top 6. But I'm also scared about almost all the rest of their team. Well, okay, all the real Pokemon on their team. Donphan can be a Rapid Spinner, Stealth Rocks, Ice Shard, that sort of stuff. It's just annoying. I don't think it comes this week. I haven't shown to bring a lot of hazards in the past, and they do have potential to defog if they want to bring a defensive Hawlucha. But in this game, I just don't feel like I have the opportunity to really get up hazards as much, since they have just so much threatening offense. So it doesn't really make sense for them to bring Donphan. Hawlucha is really strong as well. It outspeeds everything on my team except for Cinderace. I think Choice Scarf makes a lot of sense to try to outrun stuff like Scarf Azelf, Booster Treads, Scarf Thundurus, all that sort of stuff. And Brave Bird's really strong. I don't have great resist. My only Pokemon that resists their dual stabs is the Thundurus, which does not want to take those hits at all because it's a Thundurus. It does not take hits on the physical side at all. They can also be Swords Dance, Close Combat, White Herb, Unburden, all that sort of stuff, which just makes it really nasty for me. I think they can also tech on Rock Tomb to hit the Thundurus, so we'll see what happens there. They also have a Deoxys Defense, which is a Pokemon that I am expecting to come to this game. They've brought it basically every week. I don't know. I've been watching their games, but they've brought it a ton. But just like having the option to teleport, T-Wave, they can be Calm Mind, Stored Power, or like Cosmic Power, Stored Power, which I think is the best set into me. Is one of those setup variants. All that stuff's really scary. They can Spike, they can Stealth Rock, they can Nightshade. They can be really annoying, and paired with the Rillaboom to be able to get HP back, it's just really tough for me to deal with. So hopefully it won't be that terrible for me. Next is a Toxapex on their team, which is another really, really annoying bulky Pokemon with Regenerator. Kind of destroys my team if they want to get up T-Spikes. It's kind of hard for me to spin if they want to be like a Terra Ghost or just put on all that offensive pressure. I think makes it harder for me. And just like spamming Toxic versus my team is really annoying. If I do Terra my Iron Shreds out of its Steel typing, then basically everything gets smoked by that Pokemon. They may not bring it though, because I do have a lot of Pokemon on my team that do beat it. I mean, Thundurus puts on all of that offensive pressure. I'm not sure if they can waste the spot on that. Even Azelf puts on a lot of pressure. Klefki, they can't really do anything to. So yeah, we'll see. And then the last two are Terrasawaddle, which could come for Sticky Webs. Sticky Webs with like Terra Ghost, Focus Sash, honestly is a solid choice. I don't think it's that great into my team, but I think it's a solid choice and I respect it as a Pokemon. And they have Froakie, because of course you got to have Bubby on the team. Bubby's not coming. I guess they could bring Froakie because they are locked into playoffs, and so are we. But I don't think it's going to happen. And I'm going to prep for an actual game, even though I'm not going to bring all of my best sets. So let's go over what I'm bringing this week. We're going to start off with our Iron Shreds here. We are a Terra Dragon one, just because we were able to resist stuff like Grassy Glide and the Jet Punch, all that sort of stuff. Nice to be able to resist those. And we're high horsepower, so we get around the grassy terrain. With Soft Sand, we also just do a lot of damage to their team. We have Rapid Spin, Ice Spinner, and Endeavor. Endeavor is really here because I don't want to get beat out by that setup Deoxys. If they're going to hit me down a little bit lower, then I just Endeavor them, keep them low. Low enough so that I should be able to take them out with other Pokemon on my team. Ice Spinner is really nice and kind of necessary to deal with that terrain. It also hits the Lucha, which is really nice, and the Donphan if they do end up bringing it. I didn't bring Heavy Slam, which would Oko Diancie, but you know, if I get a little bit of chip on that Pokemon, it dies to high horsepower anyways, so hopefully we should be fine there. Next is my Terra Steel Kommo. We are just fully defensive in this game. Mixed defenses, but mostly physical defense, so we deal with stuff like Palafin, Blaziken, Rillaboom, those big things. And we are Citrus Berry with Terra Steel. I mean, we should just have a lot of longevity. Obviously, we're going to have more longevity if they do bring the Rillaboom and get those grassy terrains up, which will be really nice. But it's nice to have that, like, be able to switch into, like, a Palafin Mystic Water boosted Wave Crash and then be able to take an Ice Punch afterwards without having to Terra. All those sorts of things are really nice for me. And we're Draco Meteor, Earthquake, Ironhead, and Roar. Ironhead, obviously, if we Terra Steel, is Stab and is just strong for Diancie. Earthquake is strong versus their team. Obviously, they can have grassy terrain that we have to deal with. But a lot of time, we're clicking Draco Meteor into their team. I mean, I need, like, the ground move to hit Golden Go, since that's really their one way. I mean, Diancie, which has Ironhead. Everything else really just gets decked by Draco Meteor, even though we are uninvested. But the nice thing is that once we get to -2, I don't even have to care that much, because I can just click Ironhead and Earthquake. And then Roar is there. It can deal with the Deoxys if they do end up setting up. Palafin can set up. Blaziken can set up. All that sort of stuff can set up and be scary for me. So I just roar it out, and I, you know, go on with my day, have a better time. Next is going to be a Zarude with a Custat Berry. This is a weird set. But stuff like their Blaziken can smoke me. Their Hawlucha can smoke me. So if I'm able to endure, then I use my Custat Berry and get off a 110 base power Acrobatics. I can Oko both of those Pokemon. I think I might need a little bit of chip on Blaziken, depending. Maybe a little bit. Obviously, they can Terra as well, but it's still a really strong move. So yeah, that puts me in a better spot against those Pokemon. Knockoff and Power Whip are just incredibly strong versus their team. I think Power Whip especially is super spammable. They don't have a good switch in at all to that. Yeah, honestly, like, Golden Go is the one thing, but you don't want to switch in on a knockoff, right? I guess you can go Hydreigon, but if we force that thing to Terra, then we're in a better spot versus that Pokemon, and all the chip on that is permanent since it can't even heal from grassy terrain with the Levitate ability. So I'm sitting in a good spot then, and hopefully I'll be able to deal with it. But yeah, that's my Zarude. Really interesting set. Probably not something that I would bring in a normal week if I was like really pushing for a playoff spot. But it's actually a solid set here. You wouldn't think to run Custat Berry on a Pokemon with 105 base speed and running it speedy, but it works out really well. Next is Aloe with AV regen. I mean, just a solid Pokemon in the game. Like, I need a Pokemon that's able to deal with Hydreigon, that's able to deal with the Diancie potentially, that's able to deal with Golden Go, all that sort of stuff. So it just has to be specially defensive Aloe here. Flip turn Aqua Jet, Mirror Coat, Play Rough, just like very typical set on this Pokemon. Max defense, max special defense. Yeah, I mean, it's just your typical Aloe, and it's going to do Aloe things, and it's going to be good. I haven't brought it very much this season, honestly. Honestly, probably could have brought it more. But, you know, in the games that it's played, it's put in a huge amount of work. So we will continue to use that if we need in the playoffs. Next up is Swalot. I think, is this the second time I'm using Swalot? I think so. But Swalot hits the field here. We're another Custat Berry with Sticky Hold, just so I don't have to worry about like a knockoff Rillaboom. Honestly, could have been Gluttony though, because then you eat the Custat Berry at 50%, which could be nice. We're Toxic, Pain Split, Ice Beam, Earthquake. You know, Earthquake is really good for gold. I hit that. Ice Beam is solid for a lot of Pokemon on their team. Like, the Lucha and the Rillaboom are really what this Pokemon is meant to check more. But I can Toxic basically everything else on their team. The nice thing about this is it kind of shuts down Toxapex. I mean, I can Pain Split with that Pokemon. It does have, like, low base HP and all that, which is why I'm running max defense and max special defense, basically. But yeah, solid Pokemon in general. Clicking Toxic is nice versus their team. I could have brought T-Spikes here, which I think would be really solid, but they may bring Boots. They may bring the Donphan or Defog Lucha, or the Toxapex. So I didn't end up bringing that, just regular Toxics. If I'm able to get that off versus something like Dio Defense or the Rillaboom, it really limits their longevity in these games, makes me in a much better spot. And then last but certainly not least is Cinderace with a Focus Sash. I was going back and forth. I could not figure out a great item for this Pokemon, but eventually landed on Focus Sash. I do plan to lead this Pokemon, as it leads well into basically everything on their team. Palafin, we should be able to eat even like Banded Jet Punch from the baby form, and I can Will-O-Wisp that Pokemon, which is really nice. We can Iron Head into the Diancie, put that in a good spot. I mean, Pyro Ball is really strong versus their team. We have Zen Headbutt, which hits the Hawlucha, it hits the Blaziken. Yeah, I mean, we really have a move for everything, except, I mean, I guess we hit Toxapex as well. I really want to run U-Turn on this, but I could not justify it. I thought that Will-O-Wisp was going to be a lot better because of the odds of them leading Palafin into my team. I feel like it has a pretty free lead matchup into me. I don't know if they even bring that Pokemon. It might not come, but I feel like it makes a lot of sense for them to bring that and just try to get it activated on the spot. So if I Will-O-Wisp that Pokemon, it puts me in a really good position for the later game. And obviously, they can't even knock me out. Like, okay, the calcs are, I'm pretty sure they don't knock me out with Jet Punch from baby form, even if they're Adamant Choice Banded. But we have a Focus Sash anyways, so I don't even have to worry about that. So I don't know why I'm saying it like that. But yeah, that's going to be the squad. Hopefully we'll be able to pick up a win here. I mean, it's, like, Tar Heel's a great opponent. Beating Playmore would be, you know, just really nice. Even if they're not bringing a crazy competitive team, I would still love to have this. But yeah, that's going to be about it for the team. Hope you guys do enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the game. What is good, everyone? We are here for another week of the PPL, Week 9, against General Tar Heel from Playmore Esports. They have a Terra Fighting Blaziken. They did not bring their Palafin. That's nice. They did bring the gold. No Donphan. No Hydreigon is really nice. No Pex as well, which is a little bit surprising. Really wishing that I had T-Spikes on my Swallow right now, because that would absolutely smoke them. But yeah, the lead in this situation, always Cinderace, every single time. We don't even have to deal with a Palafin lead, which is great. Cinderace does a ton of work to their team. It actually just looks incredible here. And if they lead with Diancie, they have to be max physical defense, and even then they have a chance to die to Ironhead. And I can also just flinch them. I feel like Deoxys defense makes a lot of sense as a lead from their part as well. But, I mean, we'll cross that road when we get to it. We are bringing a very fun team this week. Definitely fun. Yeah, we're Terra Steel on our Como. Terra Dragon is really what we want to be clicking in this game on Treads, though. Since there's no Hydreigon, especially. I think Terra Dragon Treads is really nice. But they do have the Terra Fighting on their Blaziken, which is a little bit annoying for that scenario. So to see. They are cutting their time close. But yeah, I'm most afraid of the Deoxys in this game. I definitely can easily get swept by Hawlucha or Blaziken, right? That can definitely happen. Alright, we see Diancie lead, which is fine. Yeah, so we're just going to lead with Cinderace. Diancie. I mean, if this thing is not fully Fizz-Def, or they could be Babiri as well. I mean, it's just Ironhead for me all day. All day long. They could also be like Sash or something. This is probably like a decent situation for me, though. Honestly, this should be fine. Now, if they go like a Blaziken this turn, that could be scary. They're going to draw. Maybe Deoxys Defense comes out here, which would be fine with me. Yeah. Okay. Now we get to kind of see what type of Deoxys Defense we're dealing with here. Okay, that looks max Fizz-Def in their leftovers. Okay. So this thing definitely could be set up. But they're definitely like max Fizz-Def. And I can easily, you know, click Pyro Ball here if I want. I'm doing a good chunk to this Pokemon. I do get kind of cooked by like Stored Power or like Calm Mind and that sort of stuff. So this is like the situation that I hate. I really wish I had U-Turn on this instead of Will-O-Wisp. I think Will-O-Wisp is a solid play though. I also just like Pyro Ball. I do. I think I'm just going to Pyro Ball here. I'm going to deal some damage. Yeah, we're going to hit this. That does absolutely zero. And they're just going to teleport. So that's great. So we get this thing chipped. They're not set up because they're teleport. And I really don't care what you want to bring out right now. I really do not. Nothing deals with this super well. Like, if Blazing comes out, I just click Zen, I think. Zen Headbutt. I won't have Libero, right? I won't have Libero, but we're still doing 71 to 83% to a Blaziken, and they can only Terra Fighting. If they do end up clicking a close combat versus me, then they'll lower their defenses, and then they'll die. If they Flare Blitz, they'll also just die. So go to Hawlucha. So this thing could potentially be Choice Scarfed, right? That always has to be a possibility here. I mean, I could just Wisp this guy. Wisping this guy seems really nice. This just screams Choice Scarf. It just screams Scarf, man. I really want to go out to Como. I feel like I might need to keep this thing as healthy as possible, though. This screams Choice Scarf. I think... Because if you SD here, it could be a big issue. I guess I do always have Cinderace later. Okay, I'm going to make this play. We're going to go out to Swalot. I'm going to assume that you're going to be choiced as you just Brave Bird. So that's a good play. They do over 50% with that Brave Bird. Okay, Brave Bird. That is Choice Banded. That is a banded Brave Bird versus my Swalot for sure. So man, I could have easily just stayed in there since I was Liberoed into Steel. It is what it is, though. I think in this scenario, I mean, I could just go back like, I could go treads right now on this Banded Brave Bird. Do I need the health on this thing? I don't really think I do. And I can always keep Swallow out for later. I think this is totally fine. And then I threaten this Pokemon. It dies to Ice Spinner. Yeah, you're just gonna Brave Bird. It's fine. If you take that recoil, they do not have a good swap in here, besides potentially going out to the Dio, which is why I really want to go Zarude here. Yeah, they did 90 damage, which that's Jolly Band. Maybe they're not even. It did 99. Never mind. 99. Yeah, that's the minimum roll for Jolly Band. If they're Adamant, no band. Could they ever do that damage if they're Sharp Beak? I guess you could be Sharp Beak, right? Wouldn't that put me in a situation here? That would be really tough. I think I want to go back out to Swalot here. Because, okay, you are going to withdraw. We're probably going to see a Dio Defense come out. Yep, beautiful. Okay. And we do see just Dio Defense. I'm going to get my Swalot back out. And on this turn, it feels very, very likely that you're either teleporting or you're going hard Zarude. I think in this play, I could definitely go out to Zarude. Or you're going to Golden Go is the idea. So I think it's pretty free. I mean, what? I guess the issue with that is that if they teleport, it puts me in a bad spot, right? So I could Pain Split. Like, I really want to click Earthquake on them going hard Golden Go. And not wanting this thing to get Toxicked. If they go Golden Go, how bad is it for me? It's actually really not bad. Because I have an Aloe. So I'm going to Toxic this turn. You're going to taunt me, that's fine. Yeah, that's really not the end of the world. Their Hawlucha is such an annoying Pokemon for me to deal with. I think I just Ice Beam. It doesn't really matter, right? I think you're just going to be clicking Teleport. I mean, I could go out to Como if I wanted, right? It could be Como. I could also go Cinderace on an aggressive play here. Or Aloe. Like, Aloe, I don't know. We are in a tougher situation here. I kind of like Como, but this thing is just healing up versus me being so annoying. And if you get hazards up here, it's super annoying for my team to deal with. I'm just going to go out to Cinderace. I'm going to make the Cinderace play. Now we know that we're always outspeeding this Lucha and we knock him out with Zen Headbutt. We do see Teleport. But like I said, they don't have a good Pokemon to come in right now. If it's Blaziken, I just hit them. Rillaboom doesn't want to take a move. Diancie can't take an Iron Head. Hawlucha can't take a Zen Headbutt. Even a Pyro Ball at this range knocks out the Lucha, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And I could even click Iron Head into the Lucha. I actually think that's not a terrible click at all. But if we see Blaziken come out, Blaziken, like, I do Oko them with Zen Headbutt. And I'm sashed, so this is a good position. So what, your Taunt Teleport, Dio. You do go out to Lucha again. Okay, I mean, I'm just going to claim this kill with Zen Headbutt here. I'll just claim it. The only bad thing is that they can go out to Diancie and live afterwards if we don't have Libero. I guess they can also double out here. They could definitely double. Okay, we hit, right? Okay, beautiful. They let this Pokemon go down. That's amazing for me. We crit them, does not matter. That thing always died. Okay, so now we're a Psychic type with no Libero. What comes in? Like Diancie? Diancie still takes 1,000,000,000%. So I don't know. If you go Diancie, I definitely click Ironhead. If you go Blaziken, I definitely am clicking just Zen Headbutt. They really hate this Pokemon. If it's Golden Go and they're Scarfed, if they go Golden Go, I definitely am swapping. And I'm probably going Zarude. Man, Zarude is so good now. They have to have a Scarfer. There's no way they don't. They go out to this Pokemon. Now, this thing also could be Scarfed. I feel like that's like not realistic. I mean, it is realistic, right? It's a scenario that could happen. I'm Sashed, though. Rillaboom. Like, I feel like you should be clicking Knockoff or U-Turn here. I think I'm always going out to Swalot, no matter what. I feel like this is the only play that makes sense. If you do end up clicking Stomping Tantrum or whatever, that's fine. But a Knockoff, like, if you're not banded, it brings me into Custap range. Which is the idea here. You do just U-turn. 115 is not quite Custap range, I don't think. 115 is 34%. So yeah, not quite Custap range. So if we see Dio come out, I probably click Ice Beam. Like, you can easily go Gold, though. Gold is just, like, the play that makes so much sense. I can't even Earthquake. Yeah. So, Gold, and they are Air Balloon. Okay. In grassy terrain with Air Balloon, I mean, from 136, I actually live a Shadow Ball most of the time, which is cool. I think the play is for me to just Ice Beam this Pokemon. I do feel like there's a likelihood you are Choice Scarfed here. Do you dare lock yourselves into Make It Rain? I don't think so. I think I'm just going to click Ice Beam. I think this is fine. And then I'll preserve this Pokemon for later. You do Make It Rain. So you knock me out with Make It Rain there. I mean, this just gives me the free Cinderace, though. Like, it's just incredibly free. I also can just freely go Zarude. Yeah, it's so much more free to go Zarude right now. The only thing about Zarude is I could give them free Blaziken turns. I do still have a Sash Pokemon in the back. Right. I mean, you know what? I can also just go out to Treads and click High Horsepower. No, I can't click High Horsepower. I could click Ice Spinner. But you could be Focus Blast, right? Yeah, I'm just going to go Cinder. If I was U-Turn in this game, this would be the perfect spot to click it. Yeah, but I just Pyro. Freely. This thing definitely dies. Your Air Balloon, you can't be Akka or anything like that. So, I mean, what? Is it going to be Dio Defense coming out? If it is, like, you're getting that recovery back, of course. But I could potentially get a free swap into, like, a Como at that point. I have to play around this Blaziken really carefully, though. You let this Pokemon go down? You have enough HP to live that. That's crazy. And you Memento me. Okay. You are going to Memento. That's cool. Okay. Yeah. So this Blaziken that's coming out now, I'm -2. I still 2-hit KO with Zen Headbutt. Crazy enough, I definitely 2-hit KO them. So they have to attack to be in a good position versus that. And that's what it has to be. That's what they have to go out to. To go out to Diancie, I think that's a little crazy, right? It could be Diancie and then pivot into Blaziken, I guess. Yeah, that's such a play. I keep my Focus Sash intact, which is what's important here. The Golden goes dead. Can't believe that Pokemon lived. Like max HP maybe? Man, max HP and a lot of defense. I mean, I'm just clicking Zen Headbutt here. I don't want you to set up. I really don't want you to. Yeah, setting up here would be terrible for me. I don't think I lose because I have physically defensive Como. Yeah, we're just gonna Zen Headbutt. I'm gonna hit. Yeah, because we're just the goats. You're not Policy, you're just gonna Sword Stance here. Yeah, and after Grassy Terrain, I may not Oko them here, but what, you have to Flare Blitz me? And we are sashed. So, I mean, I just stay in every time. Every single time. And I put myself in a good position here. What's the play going to be? Are you going to SD again? To try to break through Como? If you do, that's totally fine. Because this probably KOs. It's a roll. It is definitely a roll at -2. And it depends, really. Yeah, they're just going to Flare Blitz. I live. Yep, Focus Sash. Focus Sash getting the best of them here. That's such a clutch bring. Just hit. Hit the move. Beautiful. Blaziken is gone. Get that thing out of here. And now, honestly, I just Terra Steel my Como, and I don't think they can beat it. I don't think they have a Pokemon that beats Terra Steel Como. Oh, lovely. This is so good. Now, I do have to be worried about the Rillaboom. The Rillaboom's annoying for my team, with this Pokemon being potentially, definitely in range of Grassy Glide, right? Do I preserve this Pokemon? What do I do here? It's interesting, right? Because I could freely go Zarude if I wanted to, right? But I don't want that Pokemon to die. I think I go Como. Just because I'm so defensive, I don't think you have a move that can really hit me here. So I'm just going to go Como. On Rillaboom. And we can kind of gauge a damage here. If you're Banded Woodhammer, this could be a little bit annoying. You do just U-turn. As you did, what, 24? That is nothing. That did nothing. That's not even Adamant. That's definitely like Jolly. And the nice thing here, Diancie can't come in because I'm Terra Steel. Do I want to keep my Terra Dragon intact? Potentially. Diancie does come out. Like, Diancie does come out here. If they're like max speed, they can outrun me here. I never die to an Earth Power. If I just Terra Steel and Iron Head, they most likely just die. I think I also could go Aloe here. It's a little bit worrisome if they do end up going for Trick Room. But I do have Aqua Jet. So, okay, Meteor Beam. I just want to make sure I don't lose to just like a Meteor Beam. Diancie, like Trick Room Sweeper, no. Like Wall Breaker. They don't really do anything to Aloe, I don't think. I think we'll be okay. I think I probably just flip turn. You are just going to body press. Yeah, that's 0 damage. That's great. And I can easily flip turn here. I think it's free. If you are Weakness Policy, this is not like a perfect scenario for me. Yeah, we get a decent amount of damage there. They look very defensive. They do definitely look defensive there. I think I can go to Treads here. Iron Shreds to an Earth Power. There's a chance that we die there. I'm going to go out to it anyways. You're going to Stealth Rock. That's fine. I can Rapid Spin right now. And I should be out of range of Earth Power, actually, which is the nice thing. With that grassy terrain right there. 254. There's 2 rolls of max special attack Earth Power that knock me out. I think getting the Rapid Spin off is more important to keep my Cinderace around, because that Pokemon absolutely smokes them still. And I could knock, like, this guy definitely has rolls to die to high horsepower here. But not Heavy Slam, not anything like that. Yeah, okay, the Dio defense. What are you just going to be Nightshade? I believe so. We're going to get the spin off. Get the speed boost. That doesn't matter at all. No more rocks. But yeah, you're just going to body press me. I easily eat that. High horsepower here probably does not knock them out. I do see that. I don't need this Pokemon. Honestly, like, keeping it at this health could be really nice. But I'm just going to high horsepower. It honestly could die here. If you're not max Phys Def, then you do die. You know. And if they go out to Dio defense, I don't think that really matters. I think I just attack what's in front of me. If you go out to Rillaboom, then I can just Ice Spinner as well. It could have been a Heat Click to Ice Spinner, so they didn't get extra recovery. Doesn't really matter. Like, just like predicting a Deoxys that could come out. I don't know. Yeah, we're just going to high horsepower. We're Soft Sand. They live on 1. And they're going to knock me out with Body Press here. That is A-okay with me. That is perfectly fine with me. The grass is gone right now. I mean, well, I probably just go Zarude. Okay, the thing is, I don't want this thing to be Custap and beat me because of Custap, right? So I think I go Aloe. You're not going to beat me because of Custap. I'm just thinking out loud that Cinderace is probably dead, right? It's going to die to Grassy Glide. I think the play here is to go out to Aloe and to Aqua Jet this Pokemon just in case they are Custap. They were lead. They could very easily be Custap. This thing dies to every Pokemon on my team. So I don't care if you swap out to Rillaboom right now. I'm just going to Jet you. I think I'm still in a good position. And when Rillaboom comes out, I think I probably even just can flip. Like, I'm pretty mixed defensive. We know that you're, not adamant. So if you're Wood Hammer from non-adamant, it's a roll, actually. Okay, they weren't, they didn't end up being Custap, but I think I still stand by that play. I still think it makes the most sense there. And honestly, what I could do is when they go Rillaboom here, I can just sack off the, the Cinderace. I feel like that's pretty free. Because I'd like to keep this Pokemon around. Yeah, I feel like we just sack off Cinderace. And then I just probably... I mean, I could go Zarude. I don't want to die to a U-turn is the one thing there. Are you going to Wood Hammer me on this turn? Are you going to predict Como to come out? Because Como could come out, and I still don't think they can kill that Pokemon. Let me just make sure. Pretty sure you get, like, Acrobatics. What else could actually do damage to Como? Like, Leech Seed could be annoying, right? You could also double here. I'm just going to sack the Cinderace. I'm just going to sack Cinderace every time. There's no need to, like, complicate that. Yeah, they're just going to wood hammer me. So I'm happy with the play I made. It obviously would have been really nice if we went Como there. But Como does not really do damage to this Rillaboom. Is the thing. Like, this Rillaboom really just lives a ton of hits. I'm going to go out to Como. And I think it would be silly to Terra Steel, honestly. I'm just going to click Draco Meteor. And I'm just going to get a bunch of damage. This thing could also be Assault Vest. I don't know how much sense that makes into my team. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. They're just going to stay in a Wood Hammer. Yeah, I mean, that does not do very much damage. We're going to get a nice little Draco off here. Oh, yeah, huge damage from Draco. That is what I needed right there. I mean, I could Draco again here if I really wanted to. Honestly, like a -2 Draco may end up killing here. No matter what, I think it makes the most sense as a click. You're going to withdraw. That's fine. You may end up teleporting, I guess. Right, like that's a possibility here. We're going to miss the Draco. Not like that really matters. I don't think this guy is set up. It's kind of what we've gotten to here. Where I think I could roar this guy. I think you could knock off as well. I think teleport makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I mean, teleport makes a ton of sense. I think Zarude just wins the second it gets in right now. So I think I'm just going to click Iron Head into this guy. I don't think I mind whatever happens, really. Because your teleport and your taunt. And even if you Cosmic Power on this turn, I can still roar next turn because they don't know I have it. The odds of them taunting are pretty low. And you'd have to have a move that hits every Pokemon on my team. You can't be stored power. You only have 2 move slots left. I'm just going to click Iron Head. Yeah, and we can potentially flinch. Not like that really matters. Yeah, you're just going to teleport, which is what I expected. I thought teleport was always the play there. They're getting extra HP on their Pokemon, sure. I mean, honestly, what I could do is I could go out straight out to Aloe here if I really wanted to. The fun thing about going out to Aloe is that I super die to Wood Hammer, but they die to the recoil. And the other option for them is like kind of just U-turning, I believe. So I'm going to make the Aloe play because even if you knock me out, then I just get to go out to Zarude, right? That's the idea here. Yep, you're just going to U-turn. So yeah, that was the right play for me for sure. Defense comes out. Do we know if this thing is Choice Scarfed? If the Rillaboom is Choice Scarfed? I don't want to lose to Choice Scarf Rillaboom. Clicking U-turn versus my team. Right? I mean, I do have Endure. But I just flip turn here. If they stay in and teleport, which they're doing right now, I just freely go out into my Como. Yeah, I just go Como. I do think I could Terra Steel in this game. We've seen U-turn, we've seen Wood Hammer, we've seen Grassy Glide. That last move, it could easily be Low Kick, it could easily be Stomping Tantrum. I'm not going to take that risk. Although, like, it definitely could be Knock as well. I'm not going to take that risk. So you go into Luffy here. And this Pokemon dies to Draco right now, right? Do I click Draco knowing that it dies and they're probably going to make the swap? I could. Or do I Iron Head? Or do I Roar, right? They know this Pokemon can die. I'm going to click Draco Meteor here still. Yeah, you're just going to U-turn. It's going to do absolutely nothing. I'm going to get Draco off on this Deoxys defense. And this is just going to go on for a while. Like, I'm going to need to get my guy in soon enough. That's big damage, actually. That is really big. Okay, what's the play? Is it to just, like, stay in an Iron Head? This is such, like, a weird endgame situation. I honestly probably could go hard out to Zarude if I really wanted to as well. I'm just, like, I feel like I'm playing with fire there. You know, like, they T-Wave me and I can easily lose the game. I think I'm just going to stay in. This thing is pressure, so we have to keep that in mind with our Dracos. Okay, I'm going to roar here. You're going to teleport. So this is funny. So you're going to get in the Rillaboom, and then you're just going to get roared out, which is nice because I keep the Rillaboom lower. I don't know how much that really matters. I think on the next turn, like on this upcoming turn, I want to go hard Zarude. Is that a game-losing play? Totally is. It totally is. And man, imagine if I had ended up putting hazards on this team. But if you T-Wave, and if you land the T-Wave this turn, I can lose this game. But if you teleports, then I may not. I'm making Zarude. I'm making it work. I feel like we're just going to see teleport. You Nightshade on this turn. That's fine. That honestly works way better for me. I finally get the Zarude in on the right turn. And knockoff, I think just is the best play here. Wishing I was sub here, but knockoff just does so much. I could also power whip in the grassy terrain. It does a bunch as well. But it's just knock. Even if you paralyze me, if I beat this Pokemon, like if I get it in range of that Draco Meteor, then I win with Como. You are going to stay in. You're going to take this knock. You don't die. As you are just teleports. Okay. Yeah. That's fine. Because what I do here is I click Endure every time. I click Endure every time. U-turn will bring me into that range, and then I freely get a kill. And if you don't U-turn, then I guess that puts me in a weird position. I'm just going to click Endure. And then Knockoff just wins the game, I think. Yeah, you're going to U-turn. Bring me down to 1. So either they're letting their Dio go down, and then I win with Como, or they're getting their Choice Scarf potentially knocked off. And they'll be low enough anyways. Honestly, I could probably just aggro, right? Dio defense, I have no item. I can't. I got a knock. I've got a knock here. And like even against the Rillaboom next, I can also just Endure versus them, and then I can get extra HP back at the end of the turn if they do end up making that play. They're gonna let this Pokemon go down. Yeah, so the Custap Berry, I really thought this might be useless, but the point of it was for Blaziken. If they were not Protect, I just Endure, and then I was able to Acrobatics and knock them out from full. Was the idea. Now, Luffy comes out. I should always win with Como. I will just Endure this turn, just because I'm not 100% sure what this guy is. This is not BM, and I'm sorry if it seems like it is. I do not, like, this Pokemon is probably Choice Scarfed. In my mind, the one way I could have lost this game is if this Pokemon was Choice Scarfed. All right, and I think you're like thinking right now, what move can I lock into to not lose this game on the spot? Which none of them, It's going to be Woodhammer, which means we just acrobatics this next turn. And if you're Choice Scarf, you're Choice Scarf. We just go Como afterwards. I don't care about the diff. You are Choice Scarf. So yeah, I made the right plays this whole game. Yeah. So we just go Como. And I'm Citrus Berry. I'll be getting health back from this thing. The terrain. Like, I have to just hit 2 Dracos versus this guy. I will just Draco once, Draco twice. Woodhammer is going to do a good chunk back to you as well. We just drop the Draco. They live just on 1, unfortunately. Honestly, it really doesn't matter. So, I feel really good about how I played this game. I just feel great about this. Against a very, very good opponent as well. General Tar Heel with Playmore has been great throughout all their seasons. So getting this win is huge. We're moving to 7-2 plus 12, which means we're guaranteed a top 3 seed, I'm pretty sure. Let me pull up the document. But that just a huge win and a huge like confidence booster for me as well. Yeah, we are guaranteed a top 3 seed. If Vepsis loses, then we will be the number 2 seed. If Vepsis wins, we will always be the number 3 seed in the Scarlet Division. We can never, yeah, we're just in a good spot there. So yeah, we're perfect. So I'll see you guys back again next week with the playoffs. Not 100% sure the exact format. It's 8 from each side. So we'll more than likely be choosing our opponents. Honestly, if there's any team I want to play, it's none of them because everyone's really good in this league. But we'll see what happens. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this really nice long battle. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.